This is Dee with Divine L, and this is a continuation of the video I did yesterday. It is now September the 5th, 2021, 8:51 a.m. Um, there's some things that I missed in the video that I did yesterday, and so I'm going to go over those today. A reminder for those of you that watch these videos, you can play them. The little gear at the bottom of the video, bottom right hand side, you can adjust the speed of the video so you can get through these quicker. Just a suggestion. I do that myself all the time, and I suggest that those of you that are limited on time do the same. The information that I'm providing is of utmost importance right now. Um, all right. So, in this video, there's a couple of things I missed. Let me back this up a little bit. There we go. I'll have to back up. There's something else that I missed, but I need a drink. I'm gonna take it without pausing, so bear with me. I had a pretty severe migraine yesterday, and that I worked through it and managed to get out and complete that video yesterday. But because of that, I did miss a few things. There could be others I missed, who knows, but Big Ben will chime. The country will full size. Does that make any sense to you? I'm still trying to figure out what this is all about because the time on that clock is important. 5:31. I'm still trying to work out what they're saying here. But I want you to see something. So, full-sized island. And the coffin, I have a funny feeling the coffin is a ship, I think. What they're referring to in code here. Possibly a ship. They're calling it a coffin. Let me give you a little more. Remember gate. Gate kept coming up, right? In this video. A couple of times they showed the gates of the palace, and they talked about the gate, the what do you call it? They called it the Van Dorn. Was it Van Dorn? Let me look. Yeah, Van Dorn and Black Edge, the gate, right? And then Westminster Abbey, where to thousands of specially invited guests will bow their, it's Abbey Gate. Abbey Gate, Kabul Airport. I don't usually watch the news too much until recently when my team told me, you need to pay attention to this, you need to pay attention to this. They're like warning me, warning, warning, warning. Abbey Gate is Kabul Airport. And what do we have here? UK denies pushing to leave Kabul airport gate open before the blast. Let's take a look-see. Britain coordinated closely with the United States and did not push to keep a gate open at Kabul airport, where a suicide bomber killed 13 U.S. troops and scores of Afghan civilians, British Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab said on Tuesday. They're denying it, yet their very own quote-unquote leaked video proves they knew everything about it. They did that. Do you guys not understand what that means? Do you understand the ramifications? Do you? Okay, one more thing I'm going to point out real quick. There's more. But anyway, will bow their heads in Pratt. Did you see that? Will bow their heads in Pratt. You know what Pratt means? A stupid or foolish person. That's what it means in the UK. Not only are they talking about their plans out in the wide open, and people, just like me at first, thought that the closed captioning was just some dumbass that couldn't manage to type that was doing the closed captioning. You know, there are computer programs that do that as well and will mistakenly put in words. And if it was a computer program that did did the computer, did the AI? Because I told you my team hacked the AI. I'm not kidding. They talk to me using it all the time. Or did they hack the AI and the closed captioning was to tell me what's happening? I don't know which it is for sure. All I do know is that closed captioning under that video has everything to do with what's going on right now. So, stupid, foolish people are going to be bowing their heads in Pratt. Stupid, foolish people. I knew that bugged me when I saw it blip up real fast and then disappear, because there's a couple of places where things went up real fast and then disappeared on this video. So, after decoding yesterday, they gave me more after I got finished. And I was trying to nurse that migraine, but I still got what they were laying down. Anyway, yeah, UK denies leaving that gate open for that bomber. If you don't understand what they did and why, you will before this video's finished. We will hunt you down and make you pay. Well, that's interesting. How are you going to do that if you're the ones that did it? Britain denies pushing to leave Kabul airport gate open before the blast. You damn right they did. And that video proved it. They knew Abbey Gate. It's in the video. Plain as frickin' day. It was code. I've reached my article limit now. Well, guess what? I've reached my limit of patience with the dark ones. Remember Van Dorn Black Edge was in the video about the gate. Van Dorn immediately faced a Union invasion of Arkansas. Let me remind you, the USS Arkansas was part of Pearl Harbor. There's references to Pearl Harbor and the Twin Towers, 9/11. I proved that. Planes flying into buildings. Just wait till you see what I see. You're going to lose your shit. He took charge of his two Confederate armies and devised a complex flanking maneuver. Van Dorn the Gate. Black Edge, Edge Coat, Dirty Money, and the quest to bring down the most wanted man on Wall Street. So they were setting up a fall guy to do the bombing. Is all I can tell. Also, Mitsunari was in there in the video. Mitsunari is one of Hyde, here we are with Hyde, Yoshi's chief advisors who excelled in securing supply lines. His task allowed his lord to assemble armies quickly. Okay? They're talking about specific maneuvers in that video and what to do. Now, here's some more. There's another thing I need to search up, and I'll look that up in a minute. Gotta remind myself somehow. Anyway, the story of the mysterious white 727 that appeared in Kabul after the bombing of Abbey Gate. The old 727 showing up among the military transport at Kabul International drew a lot of interest among flight trackers and open source intel gurus. The evacuation of Kabul is like none other in history, with open source intelligence tools abound, including daily satellite images, flight tracking, and even a live camera feed overwatching Hamid Karzai International Airport. The average person can keep tabs on this historic event and unprecedented multinational military operation in their own homes. In the panopticon that is today's internet age, peculiarities stand out. One such surprise was seeing a gleaming white but quite geriatric 727-200 appear on Kabul's ragged skyline, landing at the under-siege airport amongst the constant flow of C-17s, A-400MS, etc., C-130s, and a few modern airliners and other usual suspects. So this sticks out like a sore thumb. What are they putting on that plane? Never stop asking why. Mystery flying wing aircraft photographed over the Philippines. Keep in mind, I told you in the last video where there is a fleet of ships, including the UK, Belgium. I'm not sure it's Belgium. I think it might be Dutch ships. Which those are two distinct different things. We've got the Netherlands and Belgium. I'd have to look up, but I saw an article about those ships being over there. And Courtney's remote viewers picked up, the one that picked up on what everybody else is picking up on, the mushroom cloud. Anyway, and they drew something that looked pretty similar to this. Go look at the Human News, Far Sight. Very first remote viewer, Kamaya Dunson. She drew something very similar to this. The aircraft resembles the one seen in the image taken in California a year ago that is thought to be the elusive RQ-180 stealth spy aircraft. The Philippines sits between the South China Sea and the Philippine Sea, two contentious and highly surveilled bodies of water that regularly see large amounts of military activity, especially Chinese and American. All types of military aircraft constantly frequent the skies above both seas, from bombers to drones. But on September 2nd, around 6:15 a.m. local time, landscape photographer Michael Fugnet captured something very unique in his lens, what appears to be a stealthy flying wing aircraft with a diamond-shaped fuselage and slender wings, a centralized exhaust, potentially featuring twin engines. I would agree with that based on the way that looks at the right here. There's a separation. And a ventral fuselage bulge. So they're talking about the bulge. She drew almost dead on this aircraft. And photos have been taken of this over the Philippines in the South China Sea. Now, let me take you on a journey through some other headlines that are underneath it. Related topics. Navy SEALs getting ready for war against Russia, China. U.S. warship transits Taiwan Strait after Chinese assault drills 8 days ago. A secret space weapon developed by the U.S. military could be declassified shortly. Oh, really? The U.S. is building a military base in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Micronesia residents have questions. Remember, Micronesia is where they're doing forced vaccinations on the entire population. Don't forget that. Why? Always ask why. Why would they do that? The residents have questions. But what will those shots do? Always ask why. It looked apocalyptic. U.S. Air Force members last to leave Afghanistan on scenes near Kabul airport. Russia's Su-35 fighter, known as the most advanced aircraft, needs to be modernized. Here's why. China threatens the West with hypersonic wind tunnel that develops world's fastest missiles. 11 days ago. Apache helicopters chase Afghans swarming a C-17 on Kabul airport's runway. South China Sea update. Taiwan sounds alarm. This is 2 days ago. Says China can paralyze its defenses. Taiwan scrambles jets against renewed Chinese military activity 2 hours ago. India, U.S. sign air-launched UAV co-development project. Najir Banat, the hero of Pan Am Flight 73 who sacrificed herself to save hundreds. Here's what is really going on with all those dogs the U.S. supposedly abandoned at Kabul's airport. This one interested me and stood out. Holy cow. Audio captures apparent shock after packed Air Force jet prepares to leave Kabul with evacuees. Holy cow. If you guys have been watching my channel, you know what that means. Holy cow. China set to take over almost 3/4 of the world. Mystery plane flying over Midwest, driving conspiracy people nuts. Which reminds me, I'm going to skip over this for a moment. Go to the news. There was something that I caught about, just a moment, because I'm having trouble. Air Force One, a SAM 27000. Let's see if I can pull it up. Helps if I could spell right. I can spell. I'm just, suffering from the after effects of a intense migraine. I don't remember where it was at, so I may not be able to find it right during this video. Some of you, if you're good at doing searches and such, might come across it. But there was one of the command center planes that they use as in emergency so that government can rule from the air, spotted over the Midwest, not in a place it normally flies. And they tracked it over to Area 51 and then up to Alaska. Remember, in my readings, they've been pointing me at Alaska constantly. And I think that's tied to all of this. very tied to all of this. Anyway, I digress. So more stuff was told to me after I did the video. Remember the other article about the plane crash? They're doing like some sort of weird countdown. 111, right? See, here's 9:10 a.m. That's 1 minute before 9/11. 1 minute. You just can't make that up. Crews can evacuate. Okay. So they are pointing at these articles. Let me show you something. Was it this one? No, I think it's this one. Okay. Pilot dies when small plane crashes into a pond after takeoff. The pilot of a small plane was killed when it crashed into a pond shortly after takeoff Friday from a small airport in northeastern Ohio, authorities say. The plane had departed from Wadsworth Municipal Airport at 11 a.m. and was only in the air for a short time, evidently. Now, this interested me. 27 days ago, 7 plane crashes in 7 days for this pilot ends at the bottom of Lake Michigan. At the bottom of my... See, this one crashes in a pond, into pond. We have buildings, ponds, and I think they're referring to crashing a plane into water purposefully, possibly. Ends at the bottom of Lake Michigan. Ten days ago. So all these regular tiny airplane crashes, small planes in many cases, are being reported on major news. They used to only, this is U.S. news, major news outlet. Generally, they only carry like when commercial jets or military planes go down, right? Suddenly, they have an interest in small plane crashes. Don't you find that odd? Sandusky doctor dies in plane crash. And I looked up Sandusky. Remember, he was the icky assistant coach, Ohio. And here's another one that crashes into a lake. Don't you find that odd? All these planes crashing into ponds, lakes. That's just a little odd. And I bet if we delve into some of these articles, we could probably decode some more fun. You know how they decided they'd call it fun. Their fun era. Hmm. Their fun era. After the fun era, now remember the remote viewer sensed that this was going to happen, that it's all predestined. I got that indication in my reading too. Some sort of destiny playing out. The machine. Anyway, just got to remember everything's connected. Anyway, China and Russia hold large-scale joint military drills, sparking fears of WW3 as sending chilling warning to the West. Not only are they trying to program you and get your backing for a fake war that will devastate this planet and the people on it. Because their little program isn't killing you fast enough. Those that are asleep won't get what I'm laying down here. But you saw that video of all the places the Olympics were held. Lily. All you have to do is walk into your local Walmart to know that China and the US are actually good buddies. Yep. Bankers finance both sides of the war. Don't forget it. I don't think I have to even show any more to prove my point here. They're getting ready to unleash hell on Earth. Helsinki. Helsinki was the first listing on the Olympic map 4 years after Israel was given over by Queen Elizabeth II. Here's the thing. They publish things like this. Well, they say it's leaked. They leaked it. Because not only was it a way of, because this is part of their playbook, if they tell you what they're going to do in advance, whether you realize that's what you're looking at or not, doesn't matter. They think it relieves them of karma. Not kidding, look it up. A lot of people have talked about this. And they were called conspiracy theorists, um, tinfoil hatters, etc. Those of you that mocked and shamed them, you're going to be eating your words soon, I have a feeling. When you should have been praising them. Because those people put their asses on the line for you. And you mocked. I'm not saying all of you. You guys know who you are. Trust me, the divine does too. We're all interconnected. They see everything through your eyes, whether you realize that or not. This is a warning to the planet. It's getting ready to hit the fan, and I don't know that there's anything we can do about it. Except for they've told you what they're getting ready to do. But this time, we can correct a situation where in the past, we weren't aware of something before it was going to happen, and this time we are. I do not consent. Do you consent? All of you should make a short little video saying, I do not consent to war. Because if you do that, they definitely won't escape any karma. Because we don't consent. Some more food for thought. You know that song, All the World's a Stage. We are merely players. Rush. All the world's indeed a stage, right? Yeah, it is. Keeping in mind movies like The Matrix, and the fact that I called this the holodeck. Like I said, it was supposed to be a playground for souls, or how Courtney and his team call them ISBs. I rather like that, actually. But this was supposed to be a playground that turned into kind of a horror picture because the system has a virus. That's the best way to explain it. According to Kamaya's reading and what I saw, this is all destiny playing out. What side of destiny do you choose to be on? Are we going to shrink back in fear and apathy? Are you? Are you going to shrink back in fear and apathy? Or are you going to spread the word? Whether you get called a conspiracy theorist or not, it shouldn't matter at this point because all hell's getting ready to break loose. I put my ass on the line, will you? I call for world peace where all the people on this planet live in cohesion, where they're not enslaved by the prison without walls. It's a mental prison. All you have to do is look up mind control and what they can do. They've been programming for generations of people. Programming. They're up to their same old tricks, just a different day. And the mothers of this planet, if you don't want to see your children die, you better do something. Stand up and say you don't consent. We don't consent. Okay? The writing's on the wall. All you have to do is scroll through here and look at what I decoded in this video and other news sources that tell you everything you need to know. Plane crashes into building just like 9/11. And then they mention something that's to do with Arkansas. Well, Pearl Harbor. They're creating another 9/11 Pearl Harbor. I don't know if we can stop them or not. We got to do what we can. I'll do some more readings and do what I can. I hope you do too. Do what you can. Anything that you can. Because according to this video, 10th, 11th, 12th, keep your eyes open. And you better pray. Yeah, we better all start praying, right? So, I don't think there's much else to say. Except for, I've tried to warn you guys. That's all I got. Just my abilities used for you.